Hey everyone, my name is Ade. I'm an intermediate over the board chess player with a provisional rating of 1400. In this series, I'm starting a challenge climbing to 2200 in rapid games on chess.com. The twist is that I'm playing the bird as white, and against 1e4, I'm going for the accelerated dragon Sicilian, and against 1d4, I'm playing 1f5, which is the Dutch. But the main Dutch I'm learning is the Leningrad Dutch. So it has been a roller coaster of climb filled with a lot of downs. I've lost my two previous games now, one with white and one with black. The one I lost with white was the bed as usual, and I had a shot winning, and I just missed it completely. I didn't even capture a free piece which was hanging. And in the Sicilian, I sort of like messed it up. I closed my bishop and it don't went bad. So we're down to 1390 now. So hopefully there's a win, and if there's not, all that matters is if I'm able to play a very good game. So let's go grab a game. Chess.com and new game. So we're playing white. Also, we're playing black against a 1411. So I'll be going for the Sicilian as usual. Let me just make sure the board is showing correctly. This called the Bowdler Attack. I think I faced this in Blitz, but I'll just generally go for my main setup. I'm very sure white is trying to go for something like after bishop c4, maybe queen f3 to just target this pawn. And I'll just go with knight c6. And if bishop, so let's say knight c6, and after queen f3, if I play knight f6 after e5, there's no e5 because I'll just take. There's no e5, so let me play knight c6. And I'm not scared of bishop b5 anyways, because bishop b5 I just play a6, and if they take, I take back with the b pawn. I play g6, and if something like queen d4, well, there's no queen d4 now, maybe d4 after c d4. If queen d4, I have something like knight f6, and if e5, then I have knight d6, knight d5, and after c3, I guess, then I have queen b. Yeah, so I don't understand the white's plan. So they're going for something like a mix-up between an anti-Sicilian, because there's always this motif in the Alpine after c5. So after e4, c5, there's something like c3 to play d4 immediately. But let me just go with g6. Okay. So after e6, for sure the bishop can take. Or e6, yeah, let me play e6. And there's ideas of trading this bishop now, because after knight a5, nice. So what are the moves? Do I just want to develop with knight? I can play bishop g7 now, and after castle, yeah. I can play a6, but I do want a castle as soon as possible, because I've noticed that delaying castle sometimes just loses me the game. So if I play bishop g7 and they play something like d4, if d4, cd4, cd4, knight a5, Probably the queen wants to come to a4, but a4 doesn't threaten anything. Then I can play a6, and if g4, and I think that just loses the bishop. So let me play g7. Well, I should have played knight f6 because after e5 I have something like g4. Yeah, then I'm attacking the pawn twice. So knight f6, I guess. I think knight f6 because I want to castle, then I can strike with d5 as soon as possible. So let me just play knight f6. If I'm able to castle now, I'm able to strike with d5. Yeah, but we are down to 12 minutes and some seconds. But okay, they want to develop the bishop, which is for sure. So if I castle now, bishop g5, after h6, I think d5 sort of do the two things. If I play d5 now, let's say I play d5 now, for example, after ed5, the bishop has to move. Okay, so let me just castle. I'm not scared of bishop g5, and after e6, if the bishop retreats, it's fine because after d5, so d5 now should be all right. I probably want to check. So based on few things that happened in the last game, I figure out that I have to start following some normal basic knowledge, which is like, you know, captures, threat, and checks, captures, threat, and piece improvement. So obviously in this position I don't have a check. I do have a capture, which is not very sound, which is capturing on e4. I do have a threat, which is d5. But what does d5 does? So after d5, let's say d5, ed5 is first, I guess. Because if they don't take, after d4, the knight just takes on d4. And I think that is pretty not good. So they probably have to take. So after d5, ed5, the bishop probably want to go to. If bishop comes here, do I have an attack on the bishop? Or do I just play a6? Well, after a6, bishop takes c6, bc6. Well, after d5, ed5. If bishop b6, I can play queen c7. But what does queen c7 does? Well, queen c7, and if bishop g5, I have something like g4. I have knight g4, but knight g4, and after let's say well, knight g4 it doesn't do anything because, yeah, maybe I can play knight fd7 to play f6. Okay, so let me just, I don't want to get too long on time. We are down 4 minutes now. So this is called the Bowdler Attack. I haven't properly, I don't have a proper knowledge on how to play this. But based on the last Sicilian I played, placing the queen on c7 was absolutely good, and dropping it back to c8 lost me the game because I just sort of like, how do I call it? What did I do? I just missed a fork, the knight fork on d6. Yeah, taking a pawn and forking my rook on e8 and c8, and I pretty lost that game real quick. I think ed5 is first, so ed5, the bishop moves. Maybe bishop wants to go to, Well, a bishops go to b3, then I have knight a5. I have knight a5, and the queen has to move, because if the queen doesn't move and I'm able to play c4, after this c4, this c4, I think the bishop is trapped. So after bishop, yeah. And what ed5 does, wow, so they didn't take, oh, I can't take back because the pawn is defended. Well, I do have knight here now. And what this does is that if this, they have to free up the queen, and if they free up the queen, I'm able to take here twice. Maybe if knight a5, they want to play something like queen e2, and if queen e2, I just take here. Can I? No. Do I? No. If knight a5, queen e2, I have something like c. No, I don't have c4. Oh, knight a5. No, I have c4. Do I? No, do I have c4? I think I do have c4. I think. So knight a5. Let me calculate it again. So checks, I don't have any checks. Do I have any captures? I have options to capture on e4, which is d4, d4. The knight, no, after d4, d4, the pawn is defended by the queen, which is a very good move, and there's no way for me to dislodge the queen. So I have a threat, which is c4, but after c4, there's something like this, and after this, the queen is free, because a6 is too slow to trap the queen, to trap the bishop, because after a6, white can just take on c6, and if take bc6, there's this, and after this, and I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, that position is, I think that position is much better for white. So I have to play, if I play knight a5 now, and the bishop moves here, what's the point? Well, if knight a5, bishop a here, I can play a6, and after g4, I can go back to play b4. So let me play, I think knight a5 looks very much interesting, honestly. And if you don't play this, well, after bishop a4, I don't think the bishop is trapped. Okay, this is a very good move, I guess. So if this, the bishop is forced to move. Maybe bishop goes here, and if I take, the queen takes. And I can't take this pawn because it is defended. Okay. And they played that pretty fast. So if I play this now, so let's say c4, if dc4, dc4, bishop b4, after a6, maybe they play something like b4 now, and the knight has to move. Oh yeah, I think the knight has to move in that variation. So if I take, if I take, the queen takes, and if knight takes e4, bishop takes here, I think I can play de4, de4, and queen c7. Or can I just play queen b6, and if takes, yeah, but queen b6 doesn't do anything, because after, I'm getting low on time again, after ed5, if the queen is on b6, the bishop can safely take. So if c4 here, dc4, dc4, bishop comes to a6, and after bishop comes to a4, and after a6, there's b4. But if I play d4 here, after ed4, so d4, ed4, ed4, the bishop has to go back, of course. And if the bishop goes here, there's no way for me to take this pawn. Yeah, there's no way for me to take this pawn. Takes. If I take here, if b4, if bishop takes, yeah, maybe I can play queen c7. Yeah, I'm getting low on time. Yeah, my three candidate moves are playing c4 or taking the bishop, and if queen takes, I have here. Okay, you know what? Oh yeah, they have that. So if take here, take, the bishop wants to come here. Oh wow, and they're playing pretty fast too. So I've just give them the option to open their rook now, and my bishop hasn't get into the game. So after d4, the position has opened. The queen is defending this pawn. Maybe I can play knight here. If this knight here, if takes, I just takes, and after this take. Oh wow, getting low on time, and there's no way for me to develop my bishop. I think d4, cd4, and they can take twice. They can really take twice, because if bishop takes, I can't take back, because yeah, they can take twice. So I can play queen c7 now. Yeah, I feel queen c7 can be played here. Yeah, I think I can play queen c7. Yeah, I can play queen c7, followed by e5, opening up this bishop. Yeah. Well, I need to start attacking on the king side now, and I'm down to 4 minutes against 13 minutes, which shows that I've not been able to fix my time management. And I constantly have to apologize to you guys for the bad play. This is what you see at 1390, maybe not. So the knight is undefended now. So if I play e5, what does e5 do? Well, I can play b5 and pressure attacking this. Yeah, I can play b6 to play bishop b7. And after, let's say something like, wow, I didn't intend to play that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Getting low on time again. So after this, I think I can safely play this, right? Yeah, let me play this. And I stop calculating again. Right? I've stopped calculating again. These are one of the mistakes I kept making. I wanted to play queen c6, and after knight here, well, I'll take it. So after this take here, if takes, and I take back with the knight, I take the rook, I take the pawn. So this is, oh no, it's not hanging. It's not. I thought it was hanging. Well, okay, yeah, let me just quickly calm down. I have f6. I think I have f6, and after ef6, yeah, there's okay. Why is he playing so fast? Are this move this obvious? Maybe. To be honest, maybe they were so obvious I've not seen anything. Can I sacrifice the rook? No, I can't. I don't think I can. I still need to develop my bishop, and I'm down to 2 minutes. Well, what happens after queen f7? And if takes, and the bishop escapes, right? Yeah. Yeah, and the knight coming to the games looks very dangerous. Okay. And after g4, where's the knight going? After this, yeah, I mean, they just start playing so fast. I mean, people are really good. I mean, it's 14-11, so it's probably just so good. It's 12 minutes against 2 minutes. So, what are the moves to consider here? Wow, I think they are finally thinking. So, if rook here, right? So after f5, this bishop can leave after f5, but that allows knight here. Yeah, that I don't want to allow. And if bishop h6, bishop h6, let's say rook here. Yeah, so let me try bishop h6. Oh, if the rook decides to stay here, there's e5. There's bishop e4. Am I correct? I think there's bishop e4. Yeah, the rook can't stay on this file. Yeah, there's bishop e4. I've got 1 minute, 26 seconds. So after bishop e4, do they have anything? Bishop e4. Yeah, if the rook moves, I capture the knight. 1 minute, 31 seconds, and this is the time I start blundering away. So if I take, they want to take back with the rook. Yeah, I just have to, yeah, it's an exchange. Honestly, I just have to take. And can I lock in the bishop with this? Yeah, so let me just do this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should just double up. Yeah, I think I should just double up. Yeah, and please something like bishop f1. Yeah, I think bishop f1 is pretty solid here. Yeah, so I'll just double up. I'll double on the d file, and if they play something random, then I have bishop f1. If the bishop doesn't take, then I just take, and if they take back with the knight, I take back with the rook. And I don't think that does anything. I need to find a way to bring my knight into the game. Maybe knight g4 and knight here. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't look as confusing as it should be. Yeah. And this is a very closed position. I mean, the knight can't get into the game. Probably something like this. Maybe knight a4 to play this. Okay. Yeah, knight f4. Okay. Okay. No, I can play e5. E5 can be played. Knight e1 to bishop f1 as well. Yeah, and with the knight around the king, I don't think I should be losing. Well, if they try something like bishop c7, do I just take? We check. Yeah, I think I can try something like f4 now. No, f5 I meant. f5. And once the queen move backward, I can play knight e1, pressuring this bishop. So after this, knight takes, queen takes. Okay. Yeah, and I'm down a pawn again. And I'm down a pawn again. No, I'm up a pawn, but I mean, what can I do? I just like trap my bishop into that sphere. I shouldn't have traded my bishop in that game. Can they afford to trade queen in this position? I don't think so. Okay, so they don't want to trade, which I believe that they don't want to. So if knight e1 now, there's something like queen here already. Yeah. And I have knight f5 now. Yeah, I think I have knight f5 if this rook's move. And if rook here, I just take this pawn. Yeah, I think this should be winning, honestly. I think this should be winning if I don't mess it up. So if I take here, if my rooks are able to get into the game, knight f5, takes, if queen takes with a check, no, there's no queen takes check. My queen is just far away from my king now, so I need to like coordinate my attacks. So after knight f4, I take the take back. Okay, so I want to play knight f4. So here, which is a very pretty interesting move. So do they want to take? I mean, they can decide to go back, but I just trade this bishop now. Takes, then I take the pawn. Yeah, I think if they don't trade, then I take this pawn. Then I get into the game pretty much comfortable. So I take this pawn now, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm up 2 pawn, 1 minute 17 seconds. I think this is winning. I think so. So if I take here, so let me just take. So after take, knight here doesn't work, obviously. I'm very sure it doesn't work. So all that remains is just to convert this position. So we have a rook for a knight. So takes, no. So if I take here, they want to take here. So after d4, bc, if rook takes, I take back, and if rook takes, I give a check. But I don't think that works. So here, so after something like, let's say something like this, yeah, I need to get my king into the game as soon as possible, and I have to avoid blundering the game. So after this, I have something like, do I have this? I mean, king f7 has to be played now, right? So the rook is coming here, I guess, or coming here. So after king f7, this, yeah, with this, if I go here, he wants to come here with a check. If I go here, you know, he can't come there with a check. He can't come there. He can come here for sure. So after this, it goes there. But if I play this, there's no this, I guess. Yeah. So check, king move. So this check. Yeah, I just don't want to blunder anything. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm just up a pawn now. Why am I messing this up again? Am I losing this pawn now? I think I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm losing the pawn now. So if this check, yeah, if I'm able to get my two rooks on the d file, I think I should probably get a grip. So something like this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't comment. I was getting low on time. Apologies for that. I mean, I think I should still be winning if I'm able to get an extra pawn. Maybe this is no more winning. Okay, so if h here, if it gives a check, I can't take because if the rook takes. So if I go here now, yeah, I think I messed up the game pretty badly. So here, the king can't come here. I mean, knight are pretty good defender for the king, so I'm not surprised. So with this, Yeah, allow this now. Yeah, with this here, this is coming. So I have to probably move here. No, maybe move here, and after this, now we step into the light square. So I have to move here, I guess. Oh, I can't step here. After something like, no, what am I doing? Oh. Am I losing this rook now? Oh, I'm really sorry for not commenting. And apologies, honestly, I sincerely apologize. So here, here. Oh wow. Am I just gonna lose this with 19 seconds? So that's what I thought. Oh, what am I doing? Oh. Oh. This is so bad. I genuinely just apologize to you guys. I'm just out of it. I'm just completely out of it. I'm just completely out of it. I genuinely just apologize. Oh. How could I have lost such a game? I mean, no one should ever lose such a game. No one should ever lose such a game. No one. No one. Yeah, let me just probably resign here because I messed everything up, so there's no point. So yeah, very good game by our opponent. Yeah, good game. Yeah, good game by them, honestly. I mean, I just played. So let me do a game review now. Let me probably adjust the screen to the game review. And if we start the review, has it cut the board? No. Does it? Yeah, I think the full board is showing. Yeah, so Stockfish is saying we play like a 1650 as expected. So I just made a series of blunders. So I just want to check the final blunder, which is rook e2 check. So king c3 here was a very big mistake. I should have played war. So yeah, let me just review the game from the start, honestly. So after this, we played this, and so g6 here was a big mistake. The best move should have been e6, best, and that would have stopped the unnecessary queen b3. So this we played, and e6 was finally played. Bishop g7 was alright. Queen here was a mistake. So knight f6 was a mistake. So is he saying d5? So d5 was the best move, and after, let's say this, or let's say they come here, are we just going to play a6? No, a6 can't be played, right? So I just have to take, or just queen c7 is fine. So what's the best move here? Knight e7, just defending this knight. And after this, so let's say knight e7 is this. Or do I just take with the queen? Yeah, taking with the e pawn is alright. So we didn't do that. I castled, which was a missed opportunity. d5 came at the right time, and bishop b and b5 should have been played immediately. But b5, I thought take this, and after e d5 and queen e2, a5, a4, and there's b4. And after this, there's bishop g4. After h3, knight d4. Wow. If takes, oh, they just lose their coin. I'm sorry. So this was a miss. Bishop e. So c4 should have been played. So c4, and after this c4, this c4, d4, and after this, oh, I shouldn't have played that. de4, and the knight has to move. Knight f d2, knight g4, and if queen here, and if the bishop comes here, and there's queen c7, oh wow, g3 has to be played, and e5 just traps the bishop. No, the bishop can come back to e3, something like f5. Yeah, wow, that's brutal. I didn't play that. I took rationally, and this was a mistake as well. Queen c7 was best here. Queen c7 should have been played earlier on. So b6 was the best move. Bishop f4, which was subtly good. I wanted to play queen c6. I just mistakenly played queen. I wanted to play queen c6. And after knight bd2, I thought of bishop b7. Apparently that doesn't work. And knight h5 should have been played. If knight h5, bishop e3, and I have f5 immediately. And after f5, e5. Or I should have taken with the bishop. Bishop b7, just threatening this. But I can't take, can I? And after something like, let's just this. Oh, there's rook f3. So if this, let me show you, there's this, no, there's not that. There's rook, sacrificing the rook, and after this, come here, there's just checkmate. Wow. So knight bd2, knight h5 was the best, was that the best move? Rook d8, knight h5 was the second best move here. And from this place, white is doing absolutely fine. Let me check if this is recording properly. Yeah, it's recording properly. So this, we didn't. Bishop b7, which was the best move, and here was a mistake because of bishop h6, absolute brilliant move. And this, there's queen b7. After queen a2, rook ac8. The computer is just, Stockfish is just saying I should ignore all this. And if rook ac8, ef6, ef6, knight takes f6. So what computer is saying is rook ac8, ef6, knight takes f6. Let's say maybe this rook is trapped anyway, so there's no need to rush because this rook is trapped. And I finally take, and if takes here now, knight e4. Oh, sorry, this is knight e4. And after knight e1, it's just b5, and after this, queen a8. This is cold-blooded. Oh, there's no way I'm finding this. Bishop e7. Take on d3, the queen takes. Knight g5. Bishop takes g5. And this knight is trapped. And after something like, let's say something like this, cb4, rook f8. Wow. So I felt that from here on I was winning, so I took abruptly, and this was a blunder. ef6. I saw ef6, but I felt like I could take, and after taking, knight fe5. Oh wow. And they missed with that opportunity. I wanted to play bishop f8. Knight g7 was just bishop f8. And I felt like they think they are losing. Yeah, I saw bishop f8. And what was the defense? I saw a defense. I just felt like they could just wait and do nothing. And bishop takes d6. And if knight d6, queen f8, rook e1, and I can't just take this. Then I have queen e7. Queen e7 doing what exactly? And after, let's say rook here now, I have this, and if this, I just take. So I missed my opportunity. Yeah, I shouldn't have played something like this. So this, knight f5, queen e4, then b5, and after this, knight takes d6, and this, then I just take, and they are forced to trade. Take, and bc4. It's just a c4 here, and just queen c7. And after this, oh, this is so pretty bad. This is my third loss in a row, and this I just simplified the position, and I could have played probably knight f5 here still. But after something like this, I have b5 dislodging this knight, and if the knight comes here, then I just take on this, and after take, it's just this, queen takes, and after take, there's queen c7. and rook a6. Wow, it's just e5, king f1, e4, and I just push the pawn, queen it, let's say king e2, queen d7, if the king comes to e1, it's just queen d3. Wow, I think this analysis is getting long. So this I missed, and I started missing from here. I started playing some weird, and I was still winning up to this moment. Knight f5 was absolutely played next, and queen d5 was played. Takes, trading. cb4 was correct. Then what should I have done? d4 immediately. But a5 was one of the best. a5 was best. I take pc for this. Rook a8, which I was playing the best move here. Knight b5, d7, rook d7. Then I completely stop all this. Then I can safely bring my king g7 or king f8, rook d4, b8, and after knight c3, there's this. If rook d2, there's d4. I couldn't have found this getting down that low on time. This was one of the issues where I don't want to start getting low on time. And from here on, and it became a drawn end game, and my opponent played a really very, very good game, and they managed to switch the comeback here. And they start finding series of good moves, which is like, I mean, they are 1400, they should. So this was good. This 7. Yeah, I'm probably sure they studied their end game and they know what to do. Rook c7. And this, you start getting a little bit better. Knight g4. King e6 should have been played. Yeah, I should have played king e6 here. And after I was afraid for this. And rook d7. And after rook h8. King f6. And this knight g4. Yeah, that's one thing I'm afraid of. And after rook a8, rook b6. This is, and yeah, I started making series of mistakes, and this was absolutely good here. Yeah, and I think since they won this pawn, they are completely winning. Rook d7 and knight db2. Yeah, I should have played this, but I was afraid for this check. And there's king e5. And if they think, am I winning in this? I can't win. After king f3, rook d3. If this, there's king f6. And after knight here check, is the knight trapped? King f7 traps the knight. And after this check, is king g7. And after knight f5, takes, f3 check, king e4, and I just start collecting the pawns. Wow. So this was a very good move. This was a miss by them, and I had the second option to play knight b5, which was a miss. And if here I had to play b6 or rook c2, just trading. And if they move, let's say they move rook c6, I don't want to give up this last pawn. But I think, yeah, I mean, kudos to them. They find a very good move. Yeah, they find a series of interesting moves, which was very nice. So yeah, and the game was completely lost. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sure you will enjoy day 9. This is my 3rd loss in a row. Hopefully I stage a comeback. I need to work on so many things, and I'll see you some other time. Thank you. Bye.